Okay, children. Now I'll explain how to represent different data in different forms, right? Like pictographs, bar graphs, different types of graphs, right? Okay, now pictographs. Pictographs, as the name suggests, picture, drawing pictures, right? Because if you have to draw the pictures and you have to tell the values, right? So what you can do, like suppose I have written here one house is equivalent to 500 houses, and I want to tell the total number of houses in a particular time period, right? So here it's 1985 to 1987, 1987 to 1989, 2 years, right? Suppose these are the houses which were built in these years in a particular area, right? So now I have made here for two houses, right? So in 1985 to 1987 time period, there are two houses. So two houses, one house is equivalent to 500. So 500 plus 500 will be 1000. So in this year, between this year 1985 to 1987, between these 2 years in a particular area, their total houses which were built were 1000, right? Similarly, you can see the pattern now, 1987 to 1989, right? In these 2 years, there are three houses. What will be the total value? How many houses were built in these 2 years? 1, 2, 3, 5, 3 are 1500. 1500 houses were built. Similarly, in this year, one house means 500. In this year, between 91 to 93, four houses I have taken. Four houses means 500, 500, 500, 500 means 2000 houses, total houses were built between these 2 years, right, in a particular area. So pictograph means drawing pictures, right? You can draw balls also, right? You can represent by drawing the balls, because balls are very simple to draw. Tell first that one ball, right, is equivalent to suppose 1000, whatever you data you have, right? So then you can draw the different balls. Okay, children, so I hope pictograph is clear, right? So pictograph means drawing pictures and representing that data in terms of that pictures, like one house equal to 500, two houses equal to 1000. It becomes easy to represent pictographically. Okay, children. Okay, children, if the data is not grouped, means it is not grouped between 0 to 5, 5 to 10, right? We have straight values. Like I have taken one example of bar graphs, right? What do you mean by bars? Bars means drawing the rectangles, like chocolate bars, rectangular shape, right? Like these rectangles you have to draw in bar graph. Now I have taken one data. Data is in simple form. It is not grouped from 0 to 35, not like that, ungrouped data. Like children having number of students in any class or any school, right? Having weight 35, there are two students. Weight 40, there are six students having 40 weight. 12 students have 45 weight, right? And four students are those who have 50 weight, like accordingly. So you have to make the bars, right? Bar graphs. You know that this is a x-axis and y-axis. We have x-axis, we have y-axis. This is called the region. Now you are starting from 35, right? But here the difference is 5. So in the starting, when you are taking a big value, so you have to make a kink here, right? This is a kink. In order to represent that, here you are taking big value 35, then 5 difference you are taking. If you are taking according to the same difference from starting 0, 5, 10, then you don't have to draw that kink. Kink मैंने क्यों बनाया? क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ value 35 ले ली और यहाँ 5 का difference है. Then you have to show that here you have starting from 35, right? So now here let us plot now. 35 I have already plotted. 35 में there are number of students 2. So weight are here and along x-axis, and the number of students you will be plotting here the y-axis, right? Now here the value of the number of students having 35 weight were 2. Now just draw the bar, the rectangle till 2. There were 2 students having weight 35, 6 students having weight 40. Now make that bar till 6 from here. Similarly 12, similarly 9, 3 and 1 accordingly, right? So you have to see the first the values here. The values were minimum value was 1 and maximum value was 12. So I have just taken small values here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like that. If there will be bigger values here, like between thousands in hundreds, accordingly you have to divide this y-axis according to the question what values are required. Small values are required, so the scale will be small. Big values are required, so the scale will be big. And this On x-axis also accordingly. I hope what do you mean by the bar graph? Bar graph means drawing the rectangles. दिस इज अनग्रुप्ड डेटा. ग्रुपिंग होती है कि बिटवीन 0 से 35, 35 से 70 लाइक दैट, वो ग्रुपिंग होती है. ये बिटवीन नहीं है, ग्रुप नहीं है डेटा. सिंपल वैल्यूज है कि 35 वेट एक वैल्यू है 35 वेट के, 2 स्टूडेंट्स के 35 वेट है, एंड 40 वेट किस कितने हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हैव 6 स्टूडेंट्स हैव 40 वेट, 12 स्टूडेंट्स हैव 45. सिंगल सिंगल वैल्यूज है, राइट. सो व्हाट यू डू, 35 पे एक बार बनाते हैं, that is equivalent to 2 students, right? I hope it's clear, students, right? So bar graph is clear. We draw the double bar graphs also in order to compare the two datas. आप इसी के साथ दूसरा बार बना देते हैं डबल में कंपेयर करने के, so that you can compare. So single bar graph, double bar graph, both are easy. Okay children, now we'll do the next topic. Now comes grouping of data. How to group a data, a raw data, right? You can see these values. What are these values? These are the marks obtained by 25 students, right? In any test in mathematics, in subject mathematics, the marks obtained by 25 students. So these are the marks obtained by 25 students. There are total 25 values, marks of 25 students. So it is a raw data. You have to group in tabular form, right? So here we'll be writing the marks 28, like 28, 28, 28. It's repeating 4 times, right? So you have to write here once 28. एक बार सारी values they should come once. 28, 31 ये सारी values यहाँ है, but you have to write them once here because यहाँ they are repeating. So you just have to find out how many times it's repeating. 28 repeating 4 times. So you can take a pencil, you can underline the ones which you have done. So number of students have getting marks 28 are 4. Similarly आप 31 ले लो. 31 में, right, 31 is here, here and here. So there are 3 students, right, who are getting marks 31, 3 students. अब साथ में you'll be underlining it, then you'll get to know कि कौन से cover हो गए हैं, so that you don't have to see them again. अब जिसमें underline हो गए, don't look at them, look at the other ones who are not underlined. So this way आपका कोई छूट भी नहीं जाता, because 25 students के सबके अंदर underline आप जब कर लोगे, so then you're able to group the data perfectly, right? I hope you have understood. 28 marks वाले 4 students हैं, आप check कर लो, 28, 28, 28, right, and 28. Similarly 31 wale, there are 3 students, 45 marks. The students getting marks 45, they are 6 students. So this way you keep on underlining them. जब आपके सारे cover हो गए, सारे underline हो गए, it means no number is left. So sometimes what happens, children leave some numbers in between. So take a pencil, either put ticks on them, those who have already counted, put ticks on them, or underline them, or cross them, right? So that there is no confusion that which number is left. Now when you are completing this, then you should do the total of number of students. Iska total aap kare, right? It should be 25 because in the question there are 25 students. If it's not 25, it means you have left counting some number, right? So when the number this is 25 means you have counted all the marks of 25 students. Now tally marks. What are tally marks? Tally marks is just the representation of the data in terms of vertical lines, right? Like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is this way, right? Diagonal line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 6. Fifth line we draw diagonally like this way. Then 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then is 1, then is 2, then is 1. Only when the data, suppose its value is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This way. So fifth line has to be this way. Suppose the value here is 12. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 10th. Right? After 4 vertical lines, there has to be a diagonal line. Right? Fifth वाली diagonal होगी. फिर और आगे 11, 12, 13, 14 like this way. ठीक है? तो fifth वाली हम ऐसे करते हैं. 4 से ज़्यादा हम line ऐसे नहीं लगाते हैं. जो fifth वाली होगी, that is this way. This is tally marks. So this way you have to group the data. This was a raw data. ये आपके पास values थी. आपने minimum value देखनी है. Minimum here is 28. Just write that minimum value here. Accordingly सारे numbers लिखो, सारी values लिखो, उनको count करो. कि how many times they have been repeated, like 28 was repeated 4 times, 31 3 times repeated means कितने students हैं जिनके marks 28 आए, 4 students है, how many students are those who got marks 31 उनके 3 है, right? जब ये सारा हो गया आप इसको पेंसिल से कट कर दो, right? या टिक लगा दो या अंडरलाइन कर दो in order to make sure that you have counted all the 25 students marks, right? So now do the totaling here. This total should be same 25 as in given in the question. अगर question में 30 है तो यहाँ 30 आना चाहिए, जितने students है 100 students है तो यहाँ 100 आना चाहिए. So then your question is clear, right? Accurate, right? Correct. Then telemarks. Telemarks हम इसके बाद बनाते हैं, इनसे नहीं बनाते. These number of students 4 vertical lines, right? Telemarks are just the representation of the data by through vertical bar, right? Lines. So 3 ऐसे 6 आ गया तो 1 2 3 4 फिफ्थ वाला ऐसे लगाते हो फिर जाके आएगा सिक्स्थ वाला, right? So after every 4 lines you have to draw these lines. तो फिफ्थ वन फिर आगे 10th वाली आएगी 15th वाली आएगी, this way. I hope students it's clear. So this is the grouping of raw data. Okay. Okay children, now continuous distribution. How you do the continuous distribution of the data, right? Continuous means suppose you have the values right here, but now you have to classify, you have to represent them graphically by continuous data. Now class interval means the weights here. Weights are lying between from 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 60 and so on, right? So we will be this is a continuous data. How is it continuous? Because the values are 40 to 45. 45 is repeating here. So 45 to 50. 50 is repeating here. So it's a continuous data. So what you have to do, you have to see the values from here, the weights, right? You have to see the number of students having the weights between 40 to 45 means taking the values 40, 41, 42, 43 and 44. You don't have to take the value 45 here because it's repeating here. So 45 will be taken here. It will be considered here, counted here. 45 से लेकर 49 तक 50 यहाँ count नहीं होगा. 50 will be counted in this 50. Lower limit is counted here, upper limit is not. नीचे lower जो value है that is counted. जो higher वाली value होती है वो next वाले में count होती है. I hope it's clear, right? Like first वाला है 40 to 45. There are 5 values. I put circles on them, right? 43, 40, 40, 42, right? 44. These are the 5 values which lies between 40 to 45. ये values हैं. 43 है वो भी यही lie करता है. 40, 40, 42, 44, right? This way you have to count the number of students. What do we call the number of students? जो numbers हैं उसको हम frequency भी बोलते हैं. कितनी बार वो चीज़ repeat हो रही है, right? So that is called frequency. Now then you have to see the next one 45 to 50. 50 is not included here. Here we'll be including only till 49. 45 से 49. Then I have put it take 47, 48, right? 48, 46, 45, 47. These are 7. तो आप वहाँ पे 7 लिख लोगे. I hope it's clear. So accordingly you can find out these values 50 से लेकर 54 तक values. Count them, write the number. Then here 55 से लेकर 59 तक, यहाँ से 60 आएगा, 60 से लेकर 64 तक वैल्यूज आएंगी, राइट? सो दिस हैज बीन रिटन द वैल्यूज अकॉर्डिंगली बिकॉज आपकी जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू होगी वो इसमें 65 से कम होगी. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव completed till here. अगर यहाँ 70s में भी वैल्यू होती तो हमने और लिखा होता 65 to 70. सो आपकी हाईएस्ट वैल्यू क्या है आपको वो लिखनी है और आपकी लोएस्ट वैल्यू जो है कहाँ से स्टार्ट होती है. सो यू हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर. इन द क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो यू हैव बीन गिवन द हिंट स्टार्ट द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फ्रॉम 40 to 45. कई बार वो क्वेश्चंस में लिख देते हैं, कई बार नहीं लिखते हैं. सो इफ दे डोंट राइट आपको देखना है कि आपकी मिनिमम वैल्यूज में 40 है. 40 है तो वाई शुड वी राइट, हम क्यों लिखे फिर 35 to 40 जब वहाँ वैल्यू ही नहीं है 30 में कोई. वैल्यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 40 तो आप 40 से स्टार्ट कर लो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन 40 to 45 और लास्ट वैल्यू आप देख लो क्या है. आई थिंक 63 दिख रहा है मुझे, राइट? तो 63 कहाँ आएगा 60 to 65 में, उसके बाद कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. सो आई हैव नॉट रिटन दैट क्लास इंटरवल. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड द इंटरवल्स. These are called the frequencies. After writing these numbers, do the total. Total is 35. So question में कितने थे students? 35 means your question is correct. Now you have to write the tally marks. Tally marks आप कैसे लिखेंगे इसके बेस पे? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth one line does diagonally. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 2 3 4 5 फिफ्थ लाइन इज दिस वे. फिर और जब फिफ्थ आएगा वो 10th में आएगा, जब आप काउंटिंग करोगे 10th वाली लाइन फिर 15 में आएगी. सो this is the continuous distribution. Raw data is given, continuous interval होता है आपके पास, क्लास इंटरवल जो है दैट इज कंटिन्यूस. इससे प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में वो कंटिन्यूस नहीं था, सिर्फ एक मार्क्स था, वहाँ 35 45 एक एक वैल्यूज थी, उस पर नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स थे कि 35 किसके मार्क्स आए, कितने स्टूडेंट्स के 35 मार्क्स आए, कितने स्टूडेंट्स के 28 आए, अकॉर्डिंगली सिंगल वैल्यू थी. लेकिन यहाँ क्या है, कंटिन्यूस है 40 से 45 तक, 45 से 50, 50 से 55, इसको हम बोलते हैं कंटिन्यूस, क्योंकि 45 यहाँ फिर स्टार्ट हो जाता है. बेशक काउंट नहीं होता वहाँ, काउंट यहीं से होता है, बट इज अ कंटिन्यूस रिप्रेजेंटेशन, कंटिन्यूस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. ठीक है, आप कंटिन्यूस डेटा कैसे बनाते हो, आप कैसे टेबुलर फॉर्म में उसको कंटिन्यूस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं. इसी डेटा को हमने कंटिन्यूस फॉर्म में डाल दिया कि जो स्टूडेंट्स है जिनका वेट 40 to 45 के बीच में है, तो वो कितने स्टूडेंट्स है, 5. फिर 45 से 50, 50 से इसमें कुछ कैटेगरी है, राइट. सो दिस वे यू डू द टोटल, ड्रॉ द टेली मार्क्स. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर how to draw the tabular form for continuous distribution. Okay children, so next topic will be, by the time you revise these things. Okay children, now you should know certain terms which I have written in this portion. This is the same data, right? I have run those values, so there are certain terms which you should know related to this, right? So first is class size. Class size means upper limit minus lower limit. What do you mean by upper limit? This is the 40 to 45. 45 is upper limit, 40 is lower limit. Upper limit, lower limit, upper limit, lower limit, right? So you just have to subtract 45 minus 40, then it is 5. So size means कितने का difference है सब में, 5 का difference है यहाँ भी, यहाँ भी, यहाँ भी. So that is the class size. How do we find? Upper limit 45, lower limit 40. Yes, we have to subtract them, right? So that the answer is 5. So here the class size is 5. Then comes range. What is range? Range means एक minimum value होगी, एक maximum value होगी, उनका difference कि वो कितनी range है उसकी. So maximum value was 63. If you can see the data, right, 63, and the minimum value was 40, so difference is 23. So 23 की range है उसमें, right? Then comes frequency. What is frequency? Frequency होती है ये values जो number of students है कि इसके बीच में कितनी values lie करती है, right? So its definition is the number of times an observation occurs, right? अगर तो single terms है, जैसे 28 4 times आया था, that is frequency, कितनी बार वो occur करता है, right? Okay, now class marks. How do we find the class marks of this? Lower limit, upper limit and lower limit. We just add them and divide by 2. Upper limit is this, lower limit is this. So 40 and 45, lower limit, upper limit divide by 2. Right? Lower upper कर दो या upper lower कर दो, you just have to add. So इसको add किया, divide by 2 किया, that is 42.5. So class marks here for this limit is 42.5. ठीक है. सिमिलरली आपने 45 to 50 का क्लास मार्क्स निकालना है, तो 50 plus 45 करो, divide by 2 करो, you will get that class marks. So what are class marks? Adding upper limit, lower limit and dividing by 2, right? I've done this. So these were the terms which you should be familiar about when you are doing this distribution, continuous distribution, right? Representation of the data in the tabular form. So you should know these terms. Okay children, so now just revise these questions, right? So we did the different introduction of the data, what is data, right? How can it be represented tabulary, in tabular form, in graphical form, pictographs, bar graphs, right? Double bar graphs are also drawn. Single bar graph के साथ आप दूसरा data भी plot करते हो. Okay children, so I'm done with this topics, these topics. Okay children, thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice time. Stay blessed.